besties, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. If you guys are seeing my face for the first time, hi, my name is Maya and I like to talk about books here on the internet. And let the chaos begin. Let's get into video plans, choose my TBR. So last month I was supposed to participate in 3 readathons. And technically I guess I did participate in all 3, but I only really accomplished 1. I recreated Summerween, or a vlog for Summerween, because I didn't get to vlog it. I got a chance to do the Instagram challenges. I was there every single day for that, but life was so chaotic and hectic just even for Instagram challenges. I wasn't going to be vlogging that, so I didn't, and I vlogged the following week, and then I realized, oh, we're very close to the end of the month, and then a lot of other things happened and a lot of life happened, and I had to really just control some of the chaos, and yeah, my attention was diverted from books for a second. So I was unable to do 2 other vlogs that I had in mind that I said I wanted to do, and I said it on here because I wanted to deliver. So we are delivering, and those videos were going to be a nod to the 2 readathons, the tarot readathon that I was participating in, and Sunrise on the readathon, which I thought was so cool. Like, both readathons were so cool, so well thought through, just vibes all around. I'm actually going to be doing a battle of the books. You know, it's like in the arena. We're gonna have like the tributes from each district. Maybe I can get enough for 24 books. Have I read 24 books? I know I'm close. Okay, maybe not 24, but maybe 12. Maybe I'll get like my top 12, because I don't want to like be mean to books. So we'll do like the top 12, and of the top 12, we'll just like battling it out. I redid my tarot card picks, and they were actually perfect for what we were gonna do. I'm not gonna insert that footage because that's gonna be for that vlog, so stay tuned for that. If I remember correctly, we had Wicked by Gregory Maguire, specifically Wicked, The Life and Times of the Wicked Witch of the West, Volume 1, in the Wicked years. I have actually, spoiler alert, I am filming this on the Monday prior to the Wednesday upload. So I had actually started this book earlier in the month than even when I've been filming this video. So I've already started reading this, and I gotta say, let me actually see how much I'm in it. Not that far. I'm 92 pages into this bad boy, and I have been loving it. Listen, side tangent here for a second. I am a lover of the arts. And I also have done a fair few classes for my degree that involve literature to film adaptation, okay? And I have grown an immense appreciation for the film industry. I am very much into that. So when Wicked came out as a movie, that was amazing for me. But also, I am a big lover of theater, always have been. I actually finally got over my shyness in my senior year and tried out for my school's play and got to be a lead in the play for, I don't even remember what, it was such a long time ago, or seemingly, but I got to live out my dreams of being an actress for one play, and it was so much fun, and I had such a great time. And one of my fondest memories, my mother and I, we recreated my senior trip after my senior trip, because there were just some things that we didn't get to do as a class just because there were so many of us and so little time, that we didn't get to do when we went to New York and Washington, D.C. So my mom took me back to Washington and D.C. and we got to do some of the things that I didn't get to do the first time, or rather maybe there were some things that maybe we even couldn't do that we could do then. And so I got to see Wicked on Broadway. That was the first time I ever saw Wicked. Loved it so much. Went the next night. We were looking at all of the other plays and stuff, but I was like, Mom, no, absolutely not. We're going to go see Wicked. And she's like, you want to pay a second time for this? And I'm just like, yes. She's like, okay, sold, bet, let's do it. So, and then we went the next day, actually, and we got to watch another play as well, but that one was off Broadway. The other two were actually on Broadway, and it was so much fun. I was just like, yes, I'm living my best life. Like, I'm here in New York, I'm in Broadway, I got to see Wicked. Like, it was just the best. It was the absolute freaking best. And so yeah, that was a little side tangent, but I have very fond memories of the theater production and then the movie. So to be able to read the book is finally a thing. And you know, normally I consider it almost sacrilege to not read the book first before watching the adaptation of any kind, whatever media that takes. But honestly, I am glad I got to see the play first, then the movie, and then coming to the book, I'm just kind of like, oh, okay, all right, I get it. Because I tried reading this years ago, got like 20 pages in, was so just like, my mind just could not grasp it. It didn't want to focus on it. It was just like, I want to escape a world. I don't want to have to focus on all of these words that are trying to describe a world. I think that was my issue with The Lord of the Rings too. It's not that it wasn't beautifully written. It was just that it was written so well, probably to the point where my mood was not looking for a well written book, but rather just something that would take me away. I mean, that sounds awful, but like a more, I guess, like not think too hard book than something that needed focus. But now I'm back in it and now I'm loving it, and it's been a really fun experience. But yes, this was the first book for the Tarot Readathon. This is also going to be a book that pops up for something else. We have The Memory Box by Eva Lesko-Mathieu. This is about a well-off woman who married the perfect man, has the perfect children, the perfect idyllic life, and we all know what that is, right? When it's perfect, something's up. You're hiding something, and she is. But we don't necessarily know what it is, and I don't even think she knows what it is. Yes. What I know of it so far, because I have gotten a little bit into it, we're following along this richer woman who is just starting off her morning, and something happens where she's missing something from her morning routine, and she is like frantically searching everywhere until she finds it, because it's like that one little thing that is really insignificant, but the second that it's like not there or it's out of place, it's kind of just like our whole lives are ruined and upended. And so that happens, and she finally finds the thing, sits down, starts to do her day. Well, then she goes to pick up her kids from school. Normal stuff, right? Well, then she runs into the freaking town gossips, and you know what? We always know those people, always with their nose in other people's businesses, starting stuff just so that they have business to talk about, because their lives are so boring and they don't have anything to talk about themselves, so they manufacture other people's lives and stuff. And it's like, really? You are that bored? Lovely, great, good to know that all of that money is doing a lot of good for your life. Anywho, so sorry. You know what? All of this is directed towards the characters. This is not directed towards anyone personal, and I know that probably doesn't sound true, just because, that sounded way too quick and way too personal. However, I know no rich people. I don't know no rich people. Are you kidding? Not like that. No. PSA, drink your water. Especially those of you who live in AZ. It's freaking triple digits degrees over here. Drink your water. It is needed. So she runs into these town gossips, and they have run out of so much, just endless news to talk about, that they're going on to Google, of all places. Don't know how old that dates them, but pick an age, put it in the comments if you so choose. So they're there, they're searching around Google, just like searching other people's names, and they go up to her. And this is so dumb. They go up to her and they're just like, there's nothing about you. There's like 3 articles, but there's nothing fun. There's nothing juicy. There's nothing gossipy. Like, you're such a goody two-shoes. And she's just like, okay, thanks. nice. Like, on the one hand, she's like, great, there's nothing bad about me. But on the other hand, she's like, there's nothing about me. So she can't help but, like, think about that as she runs into these women. And then she takes her children home, does her chores around the house, and then it's just like, you know what? This is really bugging me. The fact that they told me that, and they're still here, and they're still gossiping, and they're still trying to get in people's business, and right in front of my face, too. Let's just Google it. Because guess what? They're Googling her last name. They're not Googling her maiden name. They don't know her maiden name. She just got into the neighborhood by the time she married her husband. So they don't know her maiden name. Bless. So she looked up her maiden name. Never Google yourself, people. I don't know why they do this. Googles herself. She's dead. And then she's like, wait a minute, I'm not dead. Let me check this out. Oh, wait. That's my sister. Wait, no, I called her. I called her like a couple months ago. That can't be right. It's just been a couple months ago. But the date says years ago. But I called her a couple months ago, right? That can't be. So she goes onto her, I love this. She goes onto her answering machine, her home phone. I love that. I love that she still has that. Goes through the messages. Nothing from her sister. Lots of, like, just random calls and whatever. Got a call from her husband, too, who's out of town. Lovely little message. So sweet. We love him so far. Hopefully we keep loving him. Like, we need good men. We need good men in the books, okay? We just need good men, all right? Goes through all of the messages, doesn't hear from her sister. And she's like, I swear I left her a message. I swear we talked. I swear we thought we were gonna talk, like, sometime next week or something. Let me just call her. So she calls the number. A man answers. And as far as she knew, her sister didn't have no man. So what's with that? So she asked him, do you know where my sister is? And he's like, who is this person? I don't know them. And she was like, okay, well, they must have sold the house to you. And he's just like, no, that lady didn't sell that house to me. So this is almost kind of stalkerish, but I'm glad for her sake that she did it because she needed to know about this. But she went to her sister's alma mater, called the school, lied about her identity and about who she is, and then finds out that, yeah, indeed, the records state that her sister is dead, but she doesn't believe that, so she continues to search through different informations, and her sister passed. But how can that be? She just called her, I think, right? Like a couple months ago, a year ago. Did I even call her? So then she reads further into an article that she found, and I believe this article was on the school's website. And she learned some things, some scary things that will turn her life upside down. And that's where I left off. All spoiler free, of course. So, yeah. Also, this is going to be a double prompted book. And Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. This book is a LGBTQIA+ romance. This is also just, I would say, cozy, contemporary, and it's really having to deal with a perspective that is not common. This is having to do with an actual prince and heir to the throne and the first female president's son getting together. And this also had a Sun adaptation now, and I have watched it, and it was so good. There was one particular character that I think should have been in there, but the absence of this character means that there was like less than 3 extra hours of screen time that was needed in order to really just round out all of the discussions, all of the themes, all of the things that she was involved with. So I do understand that, and that was Alex Claremont Diaz's sister, June Claremont Diaz, and Alex Clamandias is one of the MNCs. The other is Prince Henry Fox. Other names. I'm seeing all of the letters. There's more to the name. Prince Henry George James Hanover Stuart Fox. There we go. I think there was a Mount Christian Windsor in there. Wasn't there? Am I just thinking of the fan fiction names? Okay, you know what? Basically, it's a love story between two boys in political positions, and it's unlikely, but also highly likely because of essentially kind of forced proximity to each other. Essentially, they both do something dumb, knock over a way too overpriced cake, and I don't even know how they survived being crushed underneath the weight of said cake. And it was for Prince Henry's brother's wedding. Yeah. So there was a big scandal, and now they have to clear it up, and they have to pretend to be friends. And of course, now that they have to pretend to be friends, they now actually have to speak to each other. And now that they speak to each other, they realize that they both misunderstood each other about each other's past. And now they're starting to like each other, and maybe a little bit more than like each other. And then there is this entire world that is just watching them in every single movement. And there are homophobic people on one side, really supportive people on the other. And it just makes for a very interesting, very rounded out, very in-depth storyline that is just really, really good and packaged in such a nice way. And it's a really feel-good book, honestly, and one that I am so excited to reread. I'm gonna get all the feels again, and I am so using this as an excuse to watch the movie again. I watch clips here and there. Who am I kidding? I watch clips all the time. So yeah, that's the thing. So let's talk about a special bingo board that I am hoping to complete-ish this month. And by complete-ish, it means just getting a bingo, no blackouts, but at least a bingo. And this was a special bingo board. This is the first time that I'm actually going to be doing a bingo board and hopefully completing it. And this bingo board was created by our book bestie, Ashley Hart's Reading, and it is called the Pink Pony Club Bingo Board. And this is inspired by Chappelle Rowan? Okay, you can cancel me. I am so sorry. Like, I don't know how to pronounce the name. I don't think I've listened to her stuff. Maybe it came across my feed in passing. I haven't watched or seen any of it. I'm so sorry. Let's talk about the books. I am going to be reading Wicked, The Life and Times of the Wicked Witch of the West, Volume 1 by Gregory Maguire, and Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston, Paper Towns by John Green. This is a book that I like to reread a lot, actually. And it's mostly over the summer that I like to reread this, and this is typically one of the first books that I pick up just because it's familiar, it's easy, I like the plot, I have seen the movie that goes along with this, and you know, it's an adaptation. It does its job. And to be honest, like, this particular story too is kind of one where it is very just like middle of the way road in terms of plotline, but the deeper meaning truly is in the writing. And I think they maybe needed to look for a little bit more deeper meaning for the media purposes of it all, and maybe added a little bit more into that. Maybe that's why it didn't feel as like spectacular, I guess, as something akin to Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli, the book, where it was turned into the movie adaptation Love, Simon. Now for that was a little bit better, and I think it was because there was just some decisions that were made that made it its own, and adaptations truly have to be their own. They can't truly mimic word for word the original literature, because there is a reason that there are different mediums, and that different mediums have different ways that they work and how they work to make it masterfully done. And I think that this is well written in its own way, and it is elevated in its own way above just the storyline because of the deeper meanings within it, because of the attention to other themes that I don't think is overly evident on the surface, but once you get into it, you kind of start to understand that, and I think that's where we were missing it with the adaptation. However, we're talking about the book right now, and this is something that I can't wait to get back into, can't wait to read, and I can't wait to see what my rating is this time around. The next video plan that I have going on is I am going to be participating in the full moon readathon, and I am just going to extend it to the full month, okay? I know it's only supposed to be like a week or so, I think, at some point this month. No, we're doing the full month, baby, okay? Because that's just how my reading do be, so that's gonna be a thing that happens. And for the full moon readathon, we do have some prompts, and I do have them pulled up right here on my computer screen. The Grim Reaper, and for the Grim Reaper, we need to read a book that you could use as a weapon, aka a book with 400 plus pages, and a book that involves death. We also have an activity that we have to do, or I want to do, and that is to be dead for a while, aka take a nap. So I love that prompt, and we'll definitely complete that. So I have decided to combine the Grim Reaper's prompts together, and I have decided to read Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. This is a book that is definitely over 400 plus pages, and I am pretty sure involves death. Then we have what looks like a zombie, I believe. Yes, it's zombie. I don't know why I say I believe. It looks more Frankenstein, and for me, Frankenstein is not zombie, and I don't know why. But he's the original zombie. I don't classify him as that. I don't know why. The prompts for these books are slow burn or slow paced read, and the second is to bring a book back to life, or a book that has been on your TBR for over a year. And then the activity is to use your brain, do a puzzle or game. So for zombie, I am going to be reading Thunderhead by Neal Shusterman. Now, I read earlier this year Scythe by Neal Shusterman, so I'm just going to make it a thing to just continue out the series. So this will be the next book in the series, I believe, right? Yes, because it's... Yes. Okay, I had to look at the back of the book. So I was like, wait a minute. We also have the Toll, but I know that's the third. So yes, we are going to be continuing on with the series, and this combines both prompts as well. And then for the activity, if I can find it, I think I might try to start the puzzle that I got. Squishmallows. I found this at Walmart, and I was just like, ooh, that's so cute. I love it. I don't know the lore of Squishmallows, obviously, but like, I'm down to learn. And it's a puzzle, it's cute, it's aesthetic, and I really like it, so yes. Then, my computer needs to stop turning off if we're ever gonna get through this video. Okay, then we have the spider, and for these prompts, I need to read a book that has 8. So like 8 in the title, 8 in the series, 8 as the words in the title or the letters, the author name, etc. Some way to do 8. And for that, I am deciding to go with Pet Sematary by Stephen King, because what do you know? Cemetery has 8 letters. That's great. And this is a book that I really, really wanted to get into, and I just feel like this is the vibes. Graveyard, cat with blood on it, just seems like it would be a good book for the spider. And then for the activity, it says to capture something in your web or to treat yourself. I don't know what I'm gonna do for that yet, but I will think about it, and I will bring you guys along for that experience. Then we have the Goblin, and these prompts are to pick a book with an ugly cover or an intriguing premise, and I think my book covers both. Sorry. And also the prompt is trickster, will probably have a plot twist. And for this, I decided The Memory Box by Eva Lesko, not Diego, because it's not awful, but like, it's not the best looking cover. It's kind of meh, kind of bland. It's decent enough for what it is, I'm sure, but it's just not the most appealing cover for me. And I do think that it is going to have a plot twist just based off of everything that I've read so far. I feel like the plot twist is going to be me mentally making something more of this particular piece of information that we've gotten than it is. So it'll be a plot twist for me, and that's good enough for the prompt. But also I think in general though, I think there might be a plot twist in there just because it's that type of book, you know? And then the activity is House Goblin. Check one thing off your to-do list. Oh, bless. But that is not all, ladies and gentlemen, because we have a few more video plans in the works. One, I believe, is already completed. The second is not. And these are going to be video ideas for September, but I want to read the books and finish it off now, just so that I have it done. And these two video ideas, I have created my character already. That video is done. I am going to be traversing the novice path and hopefully completing it this month. And I only have one more book in order to do that. And that is 9 Liars by Maureen Johnson. And we've already started this book. We really like this book. So hopefully we get to finish this book. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the final stack of books that we are going to try to achieve this month. Pray for me. Those are all of the video plans. That is the end of this video. I will leave all of the readathons that were discussed in the description box down below. Go check out all of the amazing creators. Go like their videos, subscribe, do all of the YouTube things for them. As well as I will leave all of my socials linked in the description box down below as well. That includes my second channel or my vlog channel, whichever one we want to do. My Instagram, my Bookstagram, my book talk, and flip. That is everything. Whew. We made it. Thank you guys so much for watching and for taking the time out of your day to do so. And as always, thank you guys so much for being the absolute best bookish bestie that ever was, is, or ever will be. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.